there's a story now, and this is the headline. It comes from the Daily Mail. Shocking video shows white cop repeatedly beating a black man for not social distancing. This is in Jersey City. The police officer, who is white, repeatedly hits the man who is African American while he's pinned to the ground. Now activists are calling for the cops to be fired. The clip was filmed by a witness captured by a man trying to raise his arms to protect his face. According to the activists who shared the details of the incident, 20 cops showed up because they weren't social distancing. Well, if you actually watch the whole video, no, it wasn't that they were not social distancing. They were in a brawl. The cops came in to break it up. Now, I'm not defending this one cop, but this isn't about white cop comes for social distancing and beats man half to death. That's not what it is. This is an out-of-control group of people. Cops are called. They try to break it up. One cop goes too far. Maybe, maybe not. You'd have to decide. To me, it looks pretty bad for the cop. That's a totally different story. But they have to keep us divided. Here's one. Try this. The opinion in the New York Times, how Sweden is dealing with coronavirus. Swedes aren't battling coronavirus with broad lockdowns. No, President Trump has described the pandemic as our war with the invisible enemy, the coronavirus. That war metaphor is wrong and misleading. Okay, wait a minute. So you're holding up Sweden, saying that they didn't put any of these draconian things. They kept their businesses open. That's the exact opposite of what you're saying that Donald Trump is doing, which you're saying he's not doing enough of. And by the way, Stu, how's Sweden stack up next to us?
We do pretty well, actually, against them. Our numbers and our results have, I would say, been better in a pretty significant way.
Yeah, well, let me just give you from Johns Hopkins University, an authoritative voice. Mm-hmm. The United States has stronger performance in preventing the deaths than Sweden, number one, Belgium, Spain, Italy, the United Kingdom, France, and the Netherlands. But 38% of Americans think that we are doing far worse. Why is that? Because the media has one goal. Now, a third of Americans may refuse a coronavirus vaccine, says a new poll. Well, you don't think they're going to let you walk around without a virus, do you? Or without a vaccine. And if you have a vaccine and you won't take it, you're an immediate anti-vaxxer. Well, why is it that people don't trust the vaccines? Because we don't trust the press when they're debunking things. We don't trust the press to tell us the truth. And we certainly don't trust the government. Bill Maher said about Joe Biden's accuser, "It leaves us in a world where Republicans don't care about this stuff. So it's just a unilateral weapon that's used against Democrats. Trump rides the bus with Billy Bush, and we throw Al Franken under it. I don't know if you've noticed, but America's turned into a failed state that has done a worse job keeping its citizens alive during the pandemic than Cambodia." Unbelievable. To me, that's a little more important than Tara Reid achieving closure. Wow. Okay. Now, why does this matter? Well, because there's two ways when people in power have truth, and it's different than the actual truth. There's only a couple ways you can go. You can do your part to try to convince people. You can check your own credibility and say, okay, so what is it that we have done that makes people believe this about us? But the media hasn't done that, and neither has Washington. So, okay, social media. Have they checked themselves? Nope. They've doubled down. Now they've got teams of people from the institutions we don't trust editing us. The head of product of YouTube says that people in their basement, they can't have opinions on smart stuff, on news. What do they know? Excuse me? You built your platform for those people. You gave people a voice, and now you're shutting them down because you don't like the truth, because somebody that the rest of America doesn't trust says to you they've got to come to us for that news. Oh. Okay, so they can check themselves, but they're not doing that. Or they can start to become draconian on any other voice and silence those voices. Well, they've already started, but remember, it's suggest, shove, shoot. Now, we're already at the shove part. They're now demonetizing. They're now calling you all kinds of names. They're making you into a pariah. They're doing everything they can to shove you into silence. The next one is, well, this story. On April 24th, Natalie Leveda, a chief emergency medical service training base for Russian astronauts, fell out of a window at the hospital she was being treated for COVID-19 infection, and she died. Next, the top doctor at a hospital in Siberia fell out of a window during a conference call at her hospital and died May 1st. The next day, an ambulance doctor fell from a second-story window in the hospital where he had worked, where he was given treatment for COVID-19. Russian authorities are investigating all three incidences. Really? They have a problem with the windows in Russia? The first doctor was on a conference call with the top Russian health official about plans of turning one of the buildings of her medical facility into a coronavirus ward. She vehemently disagreed with the idea and then fell out of the window. The other one posted a video online the day he was admitted for the coronavirus care, complaining that he had been forced to work despite contracting the disease. He then later retracted his comments on video and then fell out the window. People, for some reason, just think these things don't happen. They think that Obama plotting with Joe Biden, the Hillary team, with our former attorney general and heads of intelligence, James Clapper, they just think that there's no way he would ever do this. But they'll believe that from any Republican, but no way he would do it. They're people, gang. They're people who like power. They're people who will do anything to run for president and become president. They're not normal. No normal human being says, I'm willing to put my family through this. You have to really believe in something. And so what is it you believe in? Well, Barack Obama believed that America was not a great place the way it was, and it needed to be fundamentally transformed. And he was the first president that was actually able to do something about it, and he wasn't going to have somebody change all of the policies. So when he left, yes, it makes sense that he would do that, feeling justified because they all believed the same thing, and they all believed the other people were stupid. You need to find sources of truth. You need to learn how to do your own homework. You need to not accept things that people, if you happen to agree with me, like me, do not accept them on face value. Do your own homework. A, I can and have gotten it wrong at times. B, I want you to call me out when we have it wrong because it keeps me honest. No one is calling the media out that they care about. That's the problem. Government and the media have become one. They're not afraid of you. You must let your voice be heard.